Welcome along to race day for the Monaco Grand Prix in Formula 1 eSports. We take a look at the starting grid before we go to the 5 red lights with Piggy once again on pole position by just 100th of a second ahead of F1 fan who takes his second front row in his second race in this league. Crusnet for McLaren also up there in P3, then Pigeon for VCARB in 4th, Nickel is 5th for Williams as well, and Matt 6th and last to reach Q2. And this is how Q1 went. So Skibbity was 7th, then Guillermo starts P8 for Alpine, and Ferrari, Frimpong and Brasidas were the two slowest cars in qualifying. Let's now see how the race will unfold. Here we are on the starting grid for the Monaco Grand Prix in Formula 1 eSports. Can it get more iconic for this game? Guillermo in P3 takes over the position from Crusnet, and we head into the first corner, and there is water on the track, and we all do have the slick tires on, so this is going to be really treacherous in these first few corners, and we bounce into many walls and do amazing drifting through there. Piggy's in the lead, then the McLaren of F1 fan still in second place, but now maybe around the outside at the chicane. Very difficult for Nick Hill, but the F1 fan gets understeer in Tabac corner, but now Guillermo passes Nick Hill instead, so the two McLarens retain their second and third positions. Then it's Nick Hill fighting with Vinny, and it will soon be completely dry. Matt is in P5 right now, and in the hairpin Nick Hill passes for P4 again, and now we can race a little bit more safely. Piggy leads the way from pole position, F1 fan in second where he started, and Guillermo as well. Then Nick Hill up a spot, but now Matt going through. He started in P6 and sends Nick Hill a bit wide, doesn't leave him any room, but I think it was still fair enough as they wait to apply the power going through the tunnel. And Nick Hill makes a mistake in the harbor chicane and squeezes Brasidas into the barrier, who is now fighting with Vinny for 6th position, but the VCARB driver cannot get past. Vinny has taken over the position from Pigeon. Then Alex Albon in the Alpine, and Mig are going wheel to wheel, and Skibbity currently is in last, now sends it up the inside. Nice move to get past the Ferrari, and the Alpine could still keep going. The Alpine could still keep going, so it was clean enough for Monaco. So yeah, it is the McLarens once again going for the tires with the longer lifespan. So this allows Piggy to escape to 3 seconds already, and Skibbity is DNF'd from the race. I don't know what happened. He was towards the back, and will stay there then for the last, or for the following 70 laps. So yeah, it was a good start for Matt, surely one of the winners here. Nick Hill now where he started. Brasidas is in 6th. Ferrari were last in qualifying, so that is probably an improvement already. And then Vinny, Alex Albon and Mick are on hard tires. Yeah, we had a UMRL race this season at Monaco as well, and Piggy has won that one, and it looks like he will do it again. But heavy rain has been announced, and it will come very rapidly, but it will be perfectly timed for Piggy as it now starts raining while he enters the pit lane. Almost misses his pit box there. The two McLarens take intermediate tires. Then Matt behind them going for wets. It's pretty uncertain with that heavy rain, but it's going to disappear soon, but it will still get a lot wetter until the rain ends completely. And the red flag has been thrown because the lobby has crashed. What has happened? We need to take a look at a screenshot and re-establish the order. Here we go again. Second try. McLaren still in second and third, and Piggy still at the front. Matt up to P4. Dry weather, and we go again. 70 laps now until the checkered flag. Matt gets up to P3 and now up to P2 in Casino Square. Great moves by him in the opening corners. F1 fan is still in P3, but there is trouble for Guillermo, who once again has picked the medium tires. Nicola is in 6th still, and Brazidas has gone ahead of him. And then F1 fan trying to get past around the outside of Santevot, and he goes straight on, and very straight on, and goes back onto the circuit. And Matt not leaving any room, and once again problems for F1 fan. So yeah, let's just be a bit cautious with who is in second really, but it looks like Matt has got the position further down. Nicola in P4, Brazidas in trouble, and down to P6 now also, being passed by Guillermo. Then there's Alex Albon, Vinny, and Skibidi now joining the race because he could once again. I think he's now 2 laps down, if that's correct. Yes, exactly. So yeah, we did talk about that before. Now Nicola up to P3, Matt's down to 4th. All on the red striped tires there. And in the tunnel we are. Is Matt going to try a bold move? No, he stays behind. Keeps it clean. And out of the swimming pool he loses a bit of time because he goes onto the runoff. And Piggy already extending his lead again to 2.4 seconds. He looks really mighty around this track here. And Williams want to get that 1-2 again. Let's hope that my game doesn't crash once more. It's a really tense battle for P3. Guillermo having to stay behind, doing no crazy moves in that last corner where the invisible wall often is a problem. Maybe now into the hairpin, different racing lines for both of them. Matt gets the inside line, but is there better traction around the outside? Yes, there might be, but it's difficult to go around the outside. Matt's kind of squeezing him, but yeah, it was always a bold move to try by Guillermo. And I think Skibidi... Oh no, Skibidi has DNF'd once again. He was just told that he basically needs to follow the blue flags. And now battle for P4. Guillermo takes the position from Matt, who's now really in trouble with his, still solid looking soft tires. Down the inside goes Brazidas, and this time he left the door open for someone to get up the inside in turn 1. There's still wheel-to-wheel in Mirabeau, and that will mean the inside line for Matt in the hairpin. But he got squeezed there, and Matt now losing power or something. And Alex Albon being held up there, as well as Vinny. Is he DNFing or what is happening? Now Piggy, F1 fan, Nikhil, Guillermo are all approaching that section. Matt is stranded in the tunnel. And he will eventually DNF, I hope. And at least not do an ergo Samuelina, but they're all passing. Oh, and that was Guillermo going into him. And Matt is still moving the car. And now he's going again. So that also was a bit... controversial, to say the least. Yeah, big gaps already between the top drivers here after just 10 laps, or 19 or 18 completed in total. F1 fan Guillermo and also Nikhil pit for the first time. Guillermo has been on mediums and he now also joins the soft drivers. So yeah, interesting choice. And lag for Guillermo means that he has trouble staying ahead of Brasidas, who's still on old tires. And now Piggy pits too. He takes Hartz at the front of the field. So he's not going to be bothered by the others who might pit, but now the heavy rain is once again being called. They all pitted at the front, but it's great for Brasidas. Because yeah, that's still his first stop and it might have come perfectly for him. As well as for Albon and Vinny too, I believe. Matt has already had to take a second pit stop. Let's see where Brasidas will end up, but I think he's relatively far behind. He might take P4 though. Guillermo is already escaping his pit box and Nikhil is also right there. They're going to be fighting up the hill now and Brasidas is far behind. So yeah, the top 4 all on intermediate tires though. Then Brasidas, Alex Albon and Vinny on wets and Matt again on inters, now in P8 and last of those who are still racing. And Skibbity just wrote in chat on Discord, I can tell you, he said, to be honest, there was no point to join. Crying emoji, I just held them up. Crying emoji. So I don't know if he meant that it was a strategy. But yeah, he didn't really see a point then in competing any further. Apart from if there would be another red flag. Guillermo and Nikhil still battling there. Nikhil getting stuck in the wall after the casino. And Matt, Matt having a crash once again in the hairpin. Oh, and that's not good, mate. I don't know what he's doing there. So yeah, the track is drying out. I don't think that it ever was, that the blue bar at the top of the screen ever was filled completely, so the intermediates paying off there, I believe. Fastest lap held by Piggy by quite something, I believe. Piggy, of course, leading the championship on 52 points, so maximum points after 2 rounds. Krasner is in second, he's not racing today. Instead, Guillermo, right here, who is on 6 points in the championship, just because they split up who does qualifying and who is racing. Yeah, maybe the team's championship might actually be worth more right here, but of course, if you're racing all the time, then it is certain that you also deserve the title if you win all the races, like Piggy is doing, and he now pits for softs. F1 fan behind him does so as well. And Guillermo already did that 1 lap before or something. Well, yeah, he's 5 seconds behind his teammate. And once again opts for medium tires. Nikhil is now 3 seconds behind him. And Brasidas already 7 seconds behind the top 4. And Alex Albon is racing for the first time in this league. And I haven't heard of him in any way, shape or form in UR2D2 mobile leagues, at least. Right now watching the race from turn 1. Yeah, look at Piggy going really close to the wall, just missing the apex and admirable a little bit, but all the rest looked very clean. You don't need to go too wide after Porty, he did that very nicely. And through to back you can cut across the run-off there beyond the curb. Take care in the last corner because of the invisible wall, and that's a nice lap, and I was correct because you can see that he just set the new fastest lap of the race, beat his own time, and a 26.13 is really good. And yeah, Fonfan is just amazing what he can do after just a few races in all the leagues. 2 front rows so far, and looking to get second place now, and got second place at the last race too. And Guillermo as well, really thriving in UMRL2 for Hurricane Racing Team. Will surely bring home a lot of points in this league as well. And yeah, Nikhil also being a very experienced driver, and also I think improving in UMRL. And in this league he surely is a great team player with Piggy too. Of course Malik raced, I believe, in the last round, yeah. But still Nikhil always qualifying at the front and being somewhere near the front. Not quite able to match his teammate. And also not the McLarens today. Yeah, Matt has just pitted for the 4th time. And at the front, still looking quite solid. 12 to 19 laps is a lot on soft tires. Sadly don't have the data right here. How long the mediums and the hards last, because I'm not at home for that long amount of time, and I didn't do any research before. But anyways, quite long, of course, because it's a long race and we still will have a lot of pit stops. Unlike in real life here at Monaco sometimes, especially this season. But yeah. Vinny in the pits takes hard tires. He only has got 1 point in this championship so far. So that might be a lot better this time around. Points for the top 10, and there's only 8 cars racing. And the points that are awarded won't change, I think. And it's an 8-second gap between Piggy and Guillermo. And Matt is, of course, lapped. And Piggy, I saw that he was in the pit lane. Once again takes hard. And ends up behind Alex Albon, who's already been lapped, and Albon pushed into the wall there, doing kind of a Rosberg. And yeah, Albon also racing on his own here. I mean, not really, because he gets squeezed into the pit lane. His mediums still looked quite solid, but I don't know if that was the faster way to do it. F1 fan though, heading into the pit lane for his 4th stop too, yeah. Guillermo is on 3 still. And Nico right now is racing on softs. We do have the chance of rain in this race, so it's not completely over, but it's not too likely that you will regain like a 10-second gap, or maybe even a 5-second gap is quite unlikely that you can close that up with some luck in the rain. And yeah, the danger of the red flag, I don't know how big it is. It's not a problem most of the time, but if it happens once, then it could very well happen again. yeah, let's just see if we are still going to get a nice and exciting race right here. Normally you can't overtake a Monaco. That is the case, of course, in this game. Still tricky and very squeezy sometimes to the outside of the track, or also the inside. But the gaps are just huge already. 2 seconds between Guglielmo and Nikhil right now, but no, oh, it's now gone up to 4.5 again. Yeah, of course, Nikhil is exciting to watch right here as he tries to catch up. Matt once again letting the people roll through. He's just having fun, 1.5 minutes behind. Behind Vinny there, yeah. Okay, drifting around the hairpin. And clouds will be in the sky now. Alex Albon and Brazidas are separated by 3 seconds. They're both on the same strategy. And Albon was ahead at the restart. But now it's looking to go the way of Brazidas. And heavy rain is called. Let's see where Piggy is. Piggy's just gone out of the chicane. It will once again be nice timing for him. Nikhil has already pitted. He's almost a lap behind his teammate, basically. But yeah, he was just catching up to Guglielmo ahead of him. He's now still having to drift around the track on wet tires, gets caught up in the hairpin a bit. And Guglielmo is already in the pit lane though, so yeah, I hate to take away the excitement here, but that's not gonna be anywhere near as close as I might have hoped for. 4.5 seconds between the two McLarens is the more exciting gap still here. As we now head into the second half of the race. Or we're already in it, but it's after the red flag, so yeah. The drivers at the front always tend to go for the inters. Oh, and now lapped cars getting in the way of F1 fan. And now the gap is at 11.5 seconds between Piggy and him. So yeah, that's quite exciting, but it's not as many cars around here as well. But yeah, it now turns into an endurance race. Who stays concentrated, who still nails every corner around these tracks, around these corners, which do have the walls next to them, and partially they're invisible, like Alex Albon just witnessed. That's Vinny. He's a second behind Alex Albon, so he's not racing Brazidas. Yeah, Frimpong is in 5th in the championship. He's also not racing. He's on 18 points, but I don't think... Yeah, no, he didn't take a podium so far. And Tsum is in 6th, also for Ferrari. Raced at Miami. Then Malik is 7th in the championship, ahead of Matt. Then Pigeon Guillermo Spinalla picking up 4 points in the last race then, after it didn't look that good in qualifying. I don't know for what team, but yeah. And then Oski with 2 points from Shanghai. Petrusa, who I think had his contract terminated. I think that was through... Dude, I don't remember the word right now, but they both agreed to do so. I know there's been a little bit of trouble, and double trouble for the lapped cars, because Vinny wanted to let by Alex Albon, and now Albon was slow in the middle of turn 1, and that's one of the Williams ahead of them. Nikhil, who has lost quite some time on the 41st lap. But yeah, Petrucci no longer having a contract, and instead Jesse Games has been offered a contract, but he hasn't accepted it yet. And Mick has disappeared, by the way. Didn't remember who it was, but yeah, he isn't here any longer. He was in the Ferrari, and VCAP offered him a contract. I'm just going through the Discord right now. You're free to join the Discord all the time. It's always in the description, but we never advertise it in the race, but now's the time to do so. Maybe if you want to race in this league, you can see that we do have free seats for quali and race. You can also join the AMRL, which is the feeder series to UMRL, and pretty much the other leagues kind of as well. The endurance league is always looking for drivers. You can just do whatever you want, really. Or also help us commentate and edit the videos. There's a lot of help needed, because yeah, Emma, who you might know from the other leagues, doesn't commentate anymore, and the leagues are more though. So yeah, we might just have to make this league a bit of a podcast, at least for this round. Didn't expect that really for Monaco with a rainy race, and yeah, not a lot happening right here. Of course, you will see this video like 6 days later if it comes out in time this time. But at the time of recording, it's 3 hours until the Mexico City Grand Prix in F1. I'm just gonna give my prediction, and you can then tell me if it was wrong or not. I actually didn't think about it yet, so let me just think, build up the excitement. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Carlos, if he led at turn 1 last time out, then he might have probably won. So it would be really nice to see him win one last race for Ferrari, because you don't know if he will ever go back to a top team. So let's just say Carlos wins the race, because it's believable and it's what I hope for. Then, dude, I don't even have the starting grids in my head. I don't want to look it up right now. But yeah, of course, second is Charles or something. No, not second is Charles. Didn't he mess up? It's Verstappen in second. Oh, mean. Man, I'm almost tempted to say that the top 3 stay as they are. I would still say that the McLaren is faster. So, yeah, let's just say Norris gets ahead of Verstappen, but maybe they crash out. Oh, that would be wild. But like, I kind of feel like it could happen here at Mexico. Like, first corner, slipstream, Norris trying to go around the outside, something crazy happens, like with Perez. Oh my god. I would say Perez doesn't finish inside the top 6. I just saw I think a P1 video from Tommy and Matt Gallagher in my algorithm. And they said that Perez didn't finish in the top 6 for the last 13 races. And that is just unbelievable. Man, what am I doing with my life right here? So yeah, second Norris, and then I will have to say third Verstappen. I mean, strategy and things are also in play. But do I really think that Leclerc won't be there in the top 3? I'm not sure, maybe he will pass both of them. Now I'll say Norris second, Leclerc third. I mean, Max is strong in Mexico. It's so hard to tell, and I just love it. But yeah, let's maybe focus on something else. Matt is spinning himself right round like a record at the last corner. In case you didn't know, the order is Piggy in P1 on intermediates that are now slowly wearing out because the rain has held on for a really long time. For all the time that I just talked about F1. Then F1 finished in second. Austin Inters. Guillermo further 6.4 seconds behind. Then Snickers slamming into the wall at the last corner. He's on wet tires, which surely was a nice call. No, he actually pitted, so yeah, I think he still was on wets, but no, he wasn't on wets, I believe, before. Yeah, anyways, doesn't make too much of a difference. Brazil is in P5. Then Albon in 6th. Vinny P7, 53 seconds behind Albon. And Matt with 10 pit stops in P8. And I can also predict UMRL, as I will commentate that one later today with Siju for the first time. Really exciting. I don't know who will be there, you know. Kato hasn't been there for a few races, but he slowly must come back. So I'd say we're at Valencia. I'd still say Piggy wins because that's very probable, very likely. Piggy now takes Inters 1 lap later than the others, just because he's half a lap ahead of the others. So yeah, Piggy win. I can't really rely on Laguna right now. So maybe I'd say second Kato, and then Nicholas in 3rd. So we have a nice mixture of everything. But yeah, Valencia is a big unknown. I think there was one ERL race already, but I don't follow ERL at all because it would be too much for my head. It's already very... Yeah, I want to keep track of all the stats and everything for F1 ES and UMRL, and it's really a lot right now. It will be better next season because, of course, then F1 ES will follow the F1 calendar and there won't be a race every weekend. But yeah, that will surely be a cool thing, especially if it will work then with the different car speeds. Right now it doesn't still, which is down to the game. And yeah, that will surely be a nice league then. Yeah, 12 laps to go. For P, it's only 11. Couldn't beat his fastest lap of the race anymore, and he's on hard tires, so it's gonna be different for him and difficult for him in the last laps. We can also talk about the teams here, because Aston Martin, for example, didn't have a car on track, I believe, in the last race and in this race too. So yeah, not looking too good for him, for them, or for Oski, the team owner. Matt, of course, is always there for Haas. 20 pit stops. He's trying to set a new record. Can he now pit again if he left the pit lane? Yes, he can. Oh my god. That's awesome. Yeah, Matt almost always, at least in the race for Haas. And they don't actually have two drivers. And Gyroson is actually a main driver for Visa Cash App, but he didn't race so far. I believe that he's a PC player. So it would be really interesting Vinny actually isn't a reserve driver for Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. And yeah, you really notice that that this game is a bit more simplistic than real motorsport when you are talking about the race, or when you're watching the race for 70 laps. I mean, it still is really interesting, but in terms of driver personalities and stuff, you just don't know as much, which is why I wanted to make a media video for UMRL for the mid-season break. Didn't have time and capacities for that then. Yeah, let's see if I will do that for this league here, probably at the end of the season though, so between seasons. But it would be really cool to know more about the personalities right here, and just, yeah, maybe also get to know their statements after the race through YouTube comments and everything. And maybe award championship points for that. And Alex Albon has just DNF'd. So that once again is a change in position for the race. Vinny, at some point when he has caught up that huge gap, is gonna take P6. And that then shows the endurance aspect of this race, because Albon didn't finish and Vinny probably will. Three laps to go for Piggy as he crosses the line for the second to last time. His hard tire strategy will work out until the end of the race, and if it didn't, then I don't think that he would be in trouble. Only 2 cars haven't been lapped by the Briton in this race. Then F1 fan is in second. His mediums will just about last until the end of the race as well. Then Guillermo's Hearts also look to be timed nicely. I mean, they had time to think about the strategy and probably a lot of different things. Nicholas tires will also be fine. The race will end early for him because Piggy will cross the line first. And he now actually already enters his final lap. Let's once again take a ride with him to appreciate still the skill that he does have on these old tires. Still going close to the wall, nailing the braking point, and then really nailing the hairpin there, maybe cutting across the runoff in the following corner, but that's something that you do. Very clean through to back through these last few sections. Raskas, final corner, hitting the wall just a little bit, but he crosses the line and once again wins a race that I commentate. I think ever since I used the national anthem, I only had to use the British one, and it was always for Piggy, apart from one time where Malik won. And he's doing donuts in the first corner runoff area, and he does deserve to do them, because what a race from him. 16 seconds and never in doubt, led every single lap. Then F1 fan is in second, Guillermo in P3, just like they started. Nikhil takes one position more, or is one position higher than he was in qualifying. Brazilos in P5 after Ferrari were last in qualifying. Vinny also with a nice race then, ahead of Albon and Matt and Skibidi, who DNF'd from the race, which of course did have a lot of rain and did have red flag trouble, but the on-track action surely did leave a few wishes open. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my talk, and let's hope that some of my predictions will be correct. Like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Goodbye. See you for round 4 then. We will go to Belgium for race 4, and then we'll have the season break already because it's just a 7-round championship. See you.